Okay, so this is part 2 of right person, wrong time. So again, like I was saying, that what seems like a connection that might be destined for romantic glory can sometimes often just be a point in your life where you need where you need to share something about yourself with someone else, and they can take that idea, that thought, and maybe at that time they didn't understand, or the message wasn't quite clear, but later on down the road, whatever it is that you said sparked an idea, sparked some sort of knowing, or maybe it just warned them on to take the left turn up ahead versus taking the right turn. I'm going to tell you another example. So that same friend that I came into contact with, that led me to that other person. Well, we stayed friends for quite a while. But when we first met, I didn't really like that person, and that person really didn't like me. And I really didn't think I would ever be friends with them, and they didn't think they would ever be friends with me. But circumstances, the creator had other ideas, okay? That person really, personality, very angry person, not a very nice person. And I was at the time like very much bubbly and talkative and very much annoying, especially to that person. Well, we had this mutual friend that we didn't know that we had. And there was this instance where we were put in a situation where we couldn't get away from each other because, we had a mutual friend and we were with that friend and we were stuck together. Well, we made poor choices. We were young. We were, like I said, 14. And we found ourselves in a situation that was absolutely dangerous. Dangerous not just for me, not just for her, but for our mutual friend. And I am definitely sure if it had just been me and that mutual friend, I may not have had the courage to speak up or get up and leave that situation. And I would be on a completely different path, or I might not have kept my life. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure that person believes the same. If we hadn't been in the same room with each other and our friend, and we hadn't shared I want to say this is like a telepathic conversation because we didn't speak. We both knew we were in a dangerous situation. We both knew that we needed to get out of that dangerous situation. But we were in a kind of situation that you couldn't say this out loud. You couldn't just tell people out loud, this is dangerous, something's going to happen, we need to get out of here. No. We looked at each other. And I think I was like, I think I'm hungry. Let's go get something at the vending machine or something or another like that. And she was just like, oh yeah, me too. We got up, we walked out. I'm not telling the details about it, because that's not the point. The point is that we got out of that situation and we tried to bring that mutual friend along with us, but free will and all, she chose not to go. And with that free will and that choice, we still together left because the creator knew if we were independent by ourselves, we would not have had the courage to make the decision to leave situation, even if the situation just screamed danger, get out, get out, get out, we would have stayed because we wouldn't have had the courage to leave on our own. But with the backing of someone else, we left. So she was like, not my friend before that night. She was just someone I knew that I really, thought was rather mean. And I was someone she knew that thought I was rather simple, not the smartest person. I was too happy or whatever. But we became friends from that point forward for years to come. Not friends based off of because we got along, but friends based off of a traumatic event, a trauma bond, as you will, that brought us together. Now, I would look back and think, that's what made us friends because, it was the right person, wrong time, made us a friend. But no, it was the right person at the right time to the Creator. So I'm trying to explain to you that there are people that come into your lives and you come into people's lives. Whether I'm speaking to the collective or I'm speaking to the karmics that like to watch collective messages and try to discern how to be conniving, whatever. It's not neither here nor there because this message is equally to people in general. People that you meet, you might have prayed for these people. They might have been put in your life to give you the message that you prayed for. So we are asked to be mindful of how we treat people because everything that we do is a test or a lesson. Whether you find yourself on the perspective of I'm part of the collective, the chosen, or you find yourself on the other side where you're like, I do what I want to do. So you're basically living karmically. You're basically, just reaping karma off of your deeds. There are people that you prayed for. There are people that you asked for. And you will receive the people that will pass on the message that the Creator wants you to know. And oftentimes people don't see the packaging to their liking, so they don't listen to the message. Or the package seems so shiny that it can't possibly have an intelligent message to pass on to you. So there is no right person, wrong time. It is always perfect timing because it is always divine timing. God always sends in people to show you maybe things that you don't want to see or show you things that you need to see. I have one more brief story in this message that I hope will help, tie everything together. All right. I'll see you in part 3.